Growing up, so there's a big gap. I was 12 years older than him. I think we gave him a hard time because we could tell he was super talented and everything kind of came easy to him. And everyone always told him that he was the best athlete at everything. So it was our job to kind of bring him back down a little bit. And so we kind of took it on ourselves. But he was fun, man. He was like a little mascot.
When he'd come home and like he'd hang out with me, he'd be like, "Hey man, come here, come watch this film with me," or "Hey, what do you, if it's third down and this, what are you thinking? You know, well, I want to throw this. Why would you throw that? They're going to sit on the sticks." You know, like he would just always talk football with me, talk strategy, talk the mental aspects of the game. And I could tell that he took, you know, he was really trying to take me under his wing from an early age. He always texts me after the game, and you know, he always, the first thing he says is, you know, either way to battle, you know, because he sees it, you know, way to battle, way to, you know, fight through, you know, I know you were banged up. You know, he's usually the only one that knows I'm actually really hurt. You know, I tried not to tell anybody ever. You know, way to battle, or great game, even if it's a tough game.
It never really stops. It's not like I just gave him one piece of advice, you know, 7 years ago and bam, he got it, you know. It's every day, you know, that he's going into now his third year, and I'm sure I'll give him some advice on what I did in my third year.
I know how to be a leader because my brother showed me. Before I started out on all this, he said, no matter what, he said, you're going to be praised and you're going to be criticized. Ignore both because neither matter. And from then on, I've taken that. And so when people talk good about me or people say that I'm the worst thing ever and then the next week I'm the best thing again and all that, it doesn't matter, you know, because I've built that up in my heart and in my character.
If I was going to buy one jersey, it'd be a Derek Carr jersey. And that's just being real. I mean, not because he's my brother. I mean, what he's done on the field is great and it's well documented, but how he handles himself as a father, as a Christian man, and the way he leads his life when people don't see and when they're not watching is what's most important for me.
There's a lot of great athletes out there that just, you know, they didn't have a big brother that played in the NFL, because growing up as a little kid, I didn't make the best decisions. You know, I didn't have the best grades. You know, I tried and all that, but without him taking me under his wing and being a role model for me, you know, him, my dad, and my other brother, I wouldn't, you know, really be where I'm at.
There's a sharp ground ball. Crawford on the back end. He's got it. He gets up and throws. Got him! And that's a great play.
Pretty big names coming here. How excited are you to play with them? And how excited were you when you heard who was coming?
Very excited. I mean, the two pitchers that we added, I think were probably two of the top free agent pitchers in the class this offseason. So it adds to our depth a lot on the staff. I mean, we have Peavy and Kane at the back end of our rotation. A guy that threw a no-hitter last year is kind of pushed out to the long relief guy. So I think that's pretty special. And to add a really good defensive outfielder who will definitely help us with the bat as well in Denard Span. We definitely added to our depth, and we have an exciting team right now.
What do you think the potential of this squad is, should you be able to stay somewhat healthy?
I mean, that's the goal going into the year, is for everybody to stay healthy, because like you said, on paper, our team's really good and we have some depth. Like, our whole lineup's back. We now have a really good outfielder that can hit at the top of the lineup also. So yeah, if we can avoid injuries, I think that the sky's the limit for us. When you are in your off season and you're watching these teams do what they do, what happens to you? I know the NOS is always going to be tough, no matter who's on the team. Every team in the NOS plays us tough. Whether it's the Padres or the Rockies, it doesn't really matter who's added or who's lost. I mean, would I have minded if Zach Greinke went to a team out of the NOS? No, I would be all right with that. But I don't think it really changes my mindset a whole lot. How much does the continuity you have help this club on the field, off the field? I feel like we're really close as a team, and there aren't a whole lot of new guys coming in every year, so it's not like you have to reintroduce yourself to the team. And we've just established good relationships. So I think it has a lot to do with just feeling comfortable around each other, and I mean, being able to play for each other and win games with each other.
High and deep to right. Trumbo back out of here. Who's going to get there? It's going to be Pence who slides, makes the catch, throws home, and they got him!
You have a new outfielder out there in Denard Span. Comes with a great reputation. But baseball-wise, Hunter, what is entailed in getting to know a new outfielder and building that partnership?
You know, there is definitely some things that we're gonna have to get our communication down, and you know, each person you play with is different. Denard Span being the level of outfielder and the way he is, I think you catch a connection. You just understand things quickly. These guys have such a knack, and I'm looking forward to kind of getting in tune with whatever it is that he's doing and maybe learning some from him. What
can you share about what you went through regarding an injury that took you out of being able to play and contribute?
Really excited. You know, there's a lot to learn from things like that happen. I got an opportunity to try to be just completely about the team and not able to do anything physically, and you know, hopefully I see the game in a different way and try to grow from that aspect.
Swinging a drive to right, hit well, it is out of here!
I'm just excited. I'm thrilled. I think it does kind of, when you reflect back, like if there was possible, which I really don't think it is, to love playing more, it's like I'm going to enjoy it even more. I'm even hungrier.
And now you've been here, you know, a set amount of time. What does that continuity mean to you?
There's just a lot of love, and we enjoy everyone, the chemistry, and we enjoy each other's company. We enjoy, you know, working together. It's a unique and it's a special you know, group to be a part of, and yeah, I think it's just, we all kind of feel an overwhelming amount of appreciation for each other and for this opportunity in this time in Giants baseball to be a part of everything. You know, the city, the fans, the front office, the ownership. They're just great people, and it's fun to come to work every day.
And on that note, welcome to an all-new edition of Call to the Pen. Giants pitcher Jake Peavy and his foundation annually host a group of injured veterans at spring training. With the military being so close to their hearts, Sean Doolittle and his girlfriend Erin Dolan, they jumped at the opportunity to get involved.
Hey Sean, nice to meet you guys. Jake approached me and asked if I would be willing to help him host some of these veterans and bring them down to our field and have them watch batting practice and kind of give them the whole experience. They got a clubhouse tour, and you know, of course, you know, I was more than happy to do that. This is our humble abode. My dad being in the military and growing up, going to visiting him on Air Force bases, I have a glimpse into that kind of lifestyle. There's a lot of families that have been impacted a lot more than I was, and anytime I get an opportunity to help, I try to take advantage of it.
That's something I really identified with Sean, because my brother's in the Air Force and I come from a long line of people in the Navy. During my day job, I write speeches and I work for an organization that lobbies for veterans benefits, and especially mental health benefits and things that tend to fall through the cracks. There are a lot of scars that people returning from overseas have that you can't see. And so meeting these guys who came out from Balboa Hospital, it means so much, because you can tell whether their scars are visible or invisible, they need connection.
It was cool to see them kind of taking everything in. They were really wide-eyed, and first time on a major league field for a lot of these guys.
We expected these super serious guys, and what we encountered was something completely different. They were funny, they were so personable, they were so out there, and they were quicker to a joke than I was.
What is it going to take for you to become an A's fan?
I don't know, I think the A's might have to win this one.
You can get me a signed jersey, I might convert.
So you're going to be throwing out the first pitch. He said he wants to pull the mound in a little bit just in case, but I'm not sure if we can have somebody on the grounds crew get that in time.
Actually, we were going to try to throw from second base and change it up a little bit, but we'll see.
You know, that's the common ground that we have with these guys. You know, there's not a whole lot we can relate to the experiences that they've gone through, but baseball kind of serves as a common ground where we can, you know, come together and we start talking, and they come out of their shell and they start having some fun.
If you've seen the original Star Wars, the 1977 Luke, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Darth Vader Star Wars, you remember the famous crazy cantina bar scene where different species from different galaxies all meet to drink and do their business. Well, that place has nothing on Moscone Center. This week, the epicenter for every sports radio show in the country and beyond. Let's go places with Toyota. Here's Brody Brazil.
If you have listened to pretty much any sports talk in the last few days, chances are that program originated from here, Radio Row.
Yeah, this is our Super Bowl.
My colleagues John Lund and CSN's Greg Papa host noon to 3 on 95.7 The Game. They had some guy named Jerry Rice when we stopped by. Big guests rotate through here on a regular basis.
So it's Jerry Rice, it's Steve Young, it's Joe Montana, it's Charles Haley. Those guys in this town, this is our Super Bowl.
Yesterday I had Dan Marino on, we get Shannon Sharp next. We just talked to Josh Duhamel, who's an actor. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the people that come through.
But it's not just San Francisco. You can find radio folks here from overseas to Sioux Falls, Iowa.
For us, it's like our 6th year we've covered it, and for a market our size, it's pretty cool that we get to do it. But yeah, I mean, San Francisco's been great. I think that this opportunity just for sports radio folks in general is the mecca of all meccas.
We were speaking to some people yesterday for the show, and they couldn't believe the knowledge that we have, that we know about football.
Pretty much everybody you can think of is broadcasting from here at Radio Row, including FSPN. But one thing everybody has in common is the unique challenge. How do you discuss one singular football game between the Broncos and Panthers for a total of 2 weeks of time?
So a little bit at a time, you do the quarterbacks, Cam versus Joe. Oh, look how he came off the plane with those pants, and Peyton had a blue suit. You can talk about that for a whole show if you know what you're doing. So you got to dole it out a little at a time. But then, again, you bring these guys on, we talk Super Bowl memories, and you kind of, by Friday, there's kind of an art to it.
In San Francisco, Brody Brazil, CSN.
From one local product to another, Denver safety TJ Ward is listed as probable to play in Super Bowl 50 despite an ankle injury. That's good news, as plenty of family and friends will be behind him and the Broncos. Ward is a driving force behind Denver's ferocious defense, yet many people may not even know this is his home. But as Jim Kozimore tells us, TJ has Bay Area blood running throughout his veins.
It's been a whirlwind week for TJ Ward.
I still can't believe I'm here for Super Bowl 50 in the Bay Area. It's hard to fathom right now, but I'm here and I got a job to do, so let's get to it.
The Bay Area bred Broncos safety began his journey with powerhouse De La Salle early last decade. Ward made his impact despite limited playing time.
My senior year, when I was healthy and I had the opportunity, I was balling. I had a pick in my first 3 games. And it's unfortunate that I got hurt, but who's to say if I didn't get hurt, I'd be here today. Everything happens for a reason.
TJ was a big part of our program when he was here. His team was, one of the better teams to come through De La Salle, so he's been really fortunate, and it's just great to see him keep parlaying that into hopefully a Super Bowl victory Sunday.
A Denver win would hand the Spartans their 4th Super Bowl winning alum. For TJ, the lessons he learned in Concord carry on today.
Competition does breed excellence, and I think that, wanting to get on the field, I kind of enforce that too, that, you're going to have to step your game up. Coaching was excellent. It was just a special time here at De La Salle to see, and I didn't really realize how talented this team was until you see other teams. And then, but yeah, it was very competitive.
He felt he had a really strong brotherhood at De La Salle High School, and that his team this year reminded him of his De La Salle team and the brotherhood that he had at De La Salle. So it's really humbling to hear that, and really satisfying and gratifying.
Carr, 4-man pressure, throws, intercepted by TJ Ward, coming back the other way, breaks the tackle.
Along the path to the Super Bowl, TJ has had company. His parents have attended most of his college and pro games, but watching now is getting tougher by the week.
It's gut-wrenching. At this level, at this point, getting to the AFC Championship, the playoffs, to make it to the Super Bowl, it's like I'm playing every snap. I think it's more pressure on the parents than it is the players, because we can't do anything about it. We're just watching, and it's very stressful.
Terrell Ward knows a thing or two about the NFL. He was drafted in 1980 by the Eagles and was part of the team that lost to the Raiders in Super Bowl 15. So this week, Dad had some advice for his son.
Take it all in, slow down, smell the roses. You know, you get this chance to get here, don't mean you're gonna come back.
He'd always thought he'd get back to another one, and he didn't. So, I mean, especially being out here now, he's telling me to enjoy the moment, enjoy being here. You know, this could be a once-in-a-lifetime, you know, thing. So, make sure you're right, you prime, prepared, and ready to play.
Come kickoff on Sunday, TJ should be ready to play. But it's those who know him best that are anxious for the momentous occasion.
I think I'm gonna have to pinch myself, you know, of course, because like I said, it's been a long road.
He's going to get his shots in, that's for sure. I mean, he's going to give it everything he's got, and I know he's going to be up for the challenge. Spartans play big in big games, so I'm expecting him to do really well.
When they win the game, it's going to definitely be a very blessed hug, you know, because that's really his lesson. If you can come this far and win the game, it'll be special.
How about Stanford and Washington State? We're going to pick it up in the second half. Cardinal up 6. Michael Humphrey with the strip. Marcus Allen rewards him with the other end. Humphrey, the transition dunk, at a game-high 26 points. Cardinal wins 72-56. Too big.
A's infielder Jed Lowry is a man of many talents. On the diamond, he's capable at second base, shortstop, and the hot corner. Off the diamond, he's a Stanford alum that enjoys traveling and wildlife photography. Here's a look at Lowry through our A's Confidential lens as he sits down with Joe Stiglitz. We begin with a trade alert. Lowry coming back to Oakland. The A's traded for their former shortstop. It's actually the second time the Astros have traded Lowry to the A's.
First of all, obvious question, how did this news hit you in the offseason when you found out, trade happens and you're coming back to the A's?
Honestly, it was a little surprising, but, as I thought about it more, I was like, okay, I get to go back, I get to play for Bob. And found out Mark Kotze was the new bench coach. A lot of new faces, but a lot of familiar ones too, and the familiar ones are important pieces and, set a good foundation.
Position switch for you, going back to second base, a position you're really familiar with, but you haven't played there in a few years now. How does that kind of switch back to second base kind of suit you at this point in your career?
If you were to ask me, in a vacuum, what my best position is, it'd probably be second base. It's completely different than being on the left side of the field. The footwork, turning double plays, the instincts are there. It's just getting back into the repetition.
Let me ask you about your double play partner, Marcus Semien. What's your early impressions of him so far, and what's the process like of you guys kind of building the chemistry, that a double play combo has to have over the course of a regular season?
Yeah, no, so far it's been great. We joked a little last year. We had that play at third base where I was running home and he was in my way, and it looked like a big push.
Right.
What was really a big flop.
Trying for third, and it's going to land in the left field. There's a collision at third base.
I actually I put a letter in his locker. I had a friend in the NBA write up a flopping fine for him.
Right. Oh, really?
So we've had some laughs already. We're gonna take the reps. We're gonna get the feel. Like where do you like the feed, right? Do you want it on the back side of the base? Do you want it on this side of the base? So those are the types of things you learn early in spring, and then in games you figure out what's gonna work practically.
Bounce into the hole, base hit. They're waving red and cold. The throw is late, and the A's have won it.
Played it. Move over Stephen Curry. 4-year-old Titus Ashby from Kansas can not only score from a platform suspended in the air, his trick shots are catching the attention of the basketball world.
Wow.
He's got a unique shot. It's a two-handed over-the-head throwdown. Kind of looks like Shaq when Shaq used to shoot a free throw. But this kid is effective.
How did he keep doing that? He just kept making them over and over again.
It's pretty good.
It was like Steph Curry-esque.
Throwing it down. Throw it down, big fella.
Okay, so hey, beware.
Okay.
April Fool's Day,
Yep.
people are going to be messing with you.
Okay.
Giving you a heads up.
All right. It'll come back to haunt them. All right, making history. Our coverage will continue. It starts tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and then post-game, Game 2 with Fitz, JB, and Roz. Pre-game will start at 6:30. Only one place to watch all the Warriors, CSN Bay Area. You know Steph Curry's 30 Warriors jersey, the hottest seller in the league, could soon be Curry's Visa 30 jersey. Here's what I mean. The NBA approved the sale of jersey sponsorship, and beginning with the 2017-2018 season, this could be what a jersey looks like. Ladies, we need some more sponsorships.
The title sponsorship will be right here, upper left.
Right.
So we've sold a lot here.
Yeah.
Now we just sold some more.
You could be like a billboard. They can sell it on the front left of the game jersey. It'll be opposite the Nike logo. Patches will measure approximately, thank you ladies, between 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. The back, there's still a lot of good real estate they could use on the back.
Still
the
can
front,
sell.
but honestly, I think this is tasteful.
Not a bad look, right?
It's pretty good.
Can I keep it going through the next half hour?
I don't see why
do
not.
That?
Don't go anywhere, because we got Mad Bum, we got Kershaw, and Sean Estes. And we'll put some of these decals on Sean, too.
Yeah, you could pull that head off.
Probably could, but wouldn't want to.
At such a great age when you don't even have to wipe your face off.
He's got double-fisted pizza and corn dog.
He's got it going. Okay, I have the ball for you. High five. Oh, yeah. He's feeling it. There's a happy camper. Easy, easy. That's a Friday night high five right there.
He's going to spin into the bullpen. And, oh, no. Is that his date? I'm not with him. I'm not with him. I'm just going to go. I'll see you later. Can you get a ride home?
Oh, that's the ultimate face plant right there.
All right.
One more look. Oh. I just think he jumps in a bathtub of Cheetos, rolls around a couple times, and heads to the yard.
Hey guys, Alexi here, and I am in Scottsdale for the Hero Jam weekend with Jake Peavy, where he brings in Marines from Balboa Hospital and he honors them all weekend and has a ton of fun stuff planned, so let's check it out. The weekend started, of course, with a baseball game.
What's up, y'all?
Jake hosted 12 Marines from the Wounded Warriors Battalion West at the Giants game against the Cubs.
We appreciate what you guys have went through, what you've done. Enjoy it, man.
They were able to meet the guys and even got a tour through the clubhouse. The Marines then joined Peavy and the Giants to assemble welcome home bags for military service members returning from deployment.
This is awesome, thank you.
It was all part of the USO's Rack Sacks program. Things all wrapped up here at Livewire with a performance by Jake and some very special guests.
Pretty incredible that Jake's put this whole event on. An opportunity to say thanks to the soldiers, to the Marines. You want to be able to help out wherever you can, and we appreciate everything they do.
So do you think Jake makes a better pitcher or a better singer?
I got to go with pitching right now because I'm biased. You know, I need him on the mound, but you know what? It's kind of upsets me a little bit that he's got that much talent to throw the ball the way he does and do what he does with music.
When you get off the plane coming back from overseas, you have no clue of what the public feels for you. Tonight we know. Tonight we know. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful experience ever.
And then the gift you gave Jake, can you tell us about that?
The gift I gave Jake is a Special Forces oar. There's only two handed to civilians. Jake Peavy has one and Barry Zito has one. Barry Zito is the one that got this thing started. Jake picked it up, and I had to ask permission, of course, to give it to a civilian, and they approved it right away. They said as long as they're doing stuff for the veterans, thumbs up.
First pitch to Matt Williams is hit to right field and hit well. This is going to carry, and this game is over.
He was the established veteran. In 1990, I was filling in for Joe Morgan, who was going off to weekend responsibilities. So we were in Atlanta, Georgia, and we walk right into an office supply place. And he starts going, you're gonna need some of these, some of these, some of these, and he pulls out pens, pencils, red pens, erasers, you know, the tools of the trade. Because I was just gonna go sit down and I wasn't even gonna keep score.
What we're gonna do, and we're gonna do really well, is we're just gonna sit and talk like we did when we were in the dugout as teammates.
But the bar was set, and if I did make a mistake, he was, you know, very gentle with his criticisms because he wanted to keep me going and whatnot. I mean, to me, I thought if I could do a whole broadcast without an F-bomb, it was a pretty good show. But through his guidance and wisdom, we kind of, I learned the craft.
You picked it up, just like. If I actually would have known you were going to do this, I might have gone in the closet and gotten mine out.
If it brings some runs for the Giants, you know what? I'll put the Brock umbrella on.
Well, the favorite game that I ever called was Game 5 of the World Series in Texas, when Mike and I and Dave Fleming did the game on the radio, where the Giants won a World Series for the first time in San Francisco history.
Waiting on Wilson. And the right-hander for the Giants throws. Swing and a miss! And that's it! The Giants, for the first time in 52 years, the Giants are world champions.
You know, that's one of those games where you remember what everything looked like in the booth, you remember who was in the booth, you remember the moment, and for me, that was my favorite game.
The Atlanta Braves, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Texas Rangers, they are all out of here.
The city had never won a championship, and we were all seeing this for the first time. And as we know, the first time is the best time. Well, what was the Dag Nabble one? It was the greatest call I ever heard because he never gets tongue-tied, ever.
This is going to be a tough play. Sandoval, yeah, got him.
I think that's my favorite call of yours this year. He's going, and ground ball is down. Dag Nabble got him! And it was just awesome.
We started seeing Dag Nabble got him t-shirts.
What's up? Well, they're doing a special on me. In depth? Yeah. It's a minute.
When you're a player, you figure you're going to stay in the game somehow, and you're either going to coach or manage. And then I realized that I could not do either. So I started doing a little bit of radio while I was a player. And I knew eventually, if I could, I would like to do this once my career was over with.
I didn't think I'd have a second career in broadcasting. I left the game in 1990. I was no longer playing, and I was back in San Luis Obispo in the restaurant business. And they said, we have 15 spots for you to open up and do a week. Let's go. I missed the game so bad. And even then, I didn't think it was going to snowball into a career. And so it just, you know, good fortune and fate and great partners. And, you know, 25 years later, still doing it.
Well, we hope it doesn't happen, but if this is his last hurrah in Memorial Stadium, it was memorable beyond belief.
After a record-smashing career at Cal, in just a few days, Jared Goff will be selected in the NFL Draft, possibly #1 overall. But before he walks across the stage in the second city, it was his first city of Novato, California, that led him to where he stands today.
My childhood was great, and grew up playing sports, hanging out with my friends in the Bay Area. It doesn't get much better, and I just had a good childhood. My dad was great with me and taught me a lot about sports, but at the same time, he was just a regular dad.
Jared's dad, Jerry, played baseball at Cal and spent part of 6 seasons in the major leagues. But when it comes to his son, he was always more dad than coach, although he did influence Jared to become a quarterback.
Pop Warner, when he was 7 years old, I saw him getting in a line with the lineman. I'm like, oh man, he doesn't know where he's going. He's definitely not built like a lineman. So he went to the practice and came home, and I said, you sure that's where you want to be? He goes, I'd rather play quarterback. Went back to practice the next day and got the job.
In my early days, I could just kind of get out there and just throw it around. It was fairly easy, and so it was fun.
Jared's career as a quarterback then took flight at Marin Catholic College Prep. It was there under Coach Mazi Moyed where Jared began to develop into an elite talent.
The way the ball just took off out of his hand was the first thing that jumped out at you. In addition to that, he just seemed like just calm as could be. Just seemed really easy for him, like he was the only one playing practically.
That's when you could start to see that maybe you have something here in a kid that throws it pretty decent.
And while Goff had many college offers, he opted to follow in his parents' footsteps, stay in the Bay, and attend the University of California.
I was really weighing all my options and trying to figure out where I wanted to go, and it just so happened, I was very comfortable here, and the academics are second to none, and they were my first offers, so that kind of meant something to me, and I just wanted to be a Cal Bear and play here, and at the end of the day, it was the perfect spot for me.
Just a few short months after enrolling, he was named the Bears' starting quarterback, the first true freshman starter in Cal history.
That was fun. It was exciting. I mean, I came into the competition, just trying to do my best and hopefully come out of it the starter, and I did, and felt pretty good about it.
From me initially, I think there was a little bit, not as far as his abilities, but just what he was going to face. I mean, I was worried about the people who he was hit by in high school. And then just knowing what the D lineman looked like in college, I was so afraid.
And the Golden Bears took their lumps, finishing his freshman season 1-11.
That was hard. It was hard. I lost 4 games in high school and lost 11 the first year of college, and it was hard. I mean, I had to grow up a lot, had to mature, had to kind of become the leader of the team that offseason.
That maturity level that they were able as a group, and Jared in particular as a quarterback, to deal with through that offseason was I think monumental for him.
At the end of my career, when it's all said and done, I look back at that as a turning point and kind of something that made me the player that I hope to be.
But after a 5-7 sophomore campaign, Goff led Cal to its first winning season since 2011, finishing 8-5 with a bowl victory over Air Force.
My favorite game maybe is probably the Arizona State game, my last home game.
Goff wants to throw, doesn't see anybody, has to run out of trouble, runs to the right, he's in trouble again, he gets away again, has an open receiver at the 50, and the magic continues.
Came back and won, and that one was great.
And now as Jared Goff stands right on the cusp of his NFL dream, he's not only ready to take his talents to the next level, he has an army of support behind him.
Obviously, he's got some physical tools, or else he wouldn't be where he is today. But I think what separates him is what he's got between his head, and I think it's his calmness and his ability to, live for the next play, good or bad play before that's in the past. And I think that's a really, really strong attribute for a quarterback to have.
He's offered me advice really my whole life, and just told me to enjoy it and continue to work hard and be the best you can be every day, and you'll look back on it and be happy about it if you do that.